Hey everyone, welcome back to another and the last video of the ranking each hero in its own respective synergy. And for the last I saved the Glorians because they're a synergy that doesn't really get built around themselves, but rather gets built around the Glorian synergy itself and what it exactly provides. So what do Glorians actually do and why are they used the way they have been used all this time, even from since season 6 or season 5 even? So the three Glorians is the key part that you want to keep looking at and always try to have in your team if you can afford it to have. Let's start with two Glorians. So at the start of the battle, applies 2 stacks of attack boost on 3 allies with the highest attack for 3 rounds. This is a nice boost, but this is not why we are using the Glorians. At the start of the battle, applies 2 stacks of defense reduction on 3 enemies with the highest attack. Neither is this. So these are just minuscule things that we appreciate, but we don't use the Glorians because of it. But this is the real reason why we're using the Glorians. So at the start of the battle, the ally team receives 100% control immunity for 2 rounds. The 2 rounds is a bit misleading because it's actually for 2 actions. A lot of things in this game, or rather a lot of things that are coded as rounds are actually coded as actions. So if your Sourceborn Marina is the fastest hero in the battle, and she uses ultimate round 1, and at the start of the battle in round 2 she uses it again, she will basically lose that immunity despite still being round 2, basically start of the round 2, but she did her action and now she can be controlled. That's how Glorians work, and this is the main reason why we are using them. So the 3 Glorians, for example, in this team make it impossible for enemy team to apply any kind of CC to my heroes. And what does that mean? It means that if enemy has 7 ethereals, for example, and they're mostly based on permanently CCing your team and scaling up, they will not be able to do that in the first 2 rounds, which is one of the best counters to the freeze effect, for example. If they can't CC you and then snowball that CC chain, they will not be able to beat you either, and you have better odds at fighting them. Another thing that you can use this for is if you know that enemy is running this Feather Relic, which stuns enemies in the first round, or if they have Behemoth and you know their Behemoth is basically a suicidal hero that will only be used as a stun bot, or if they have someone like Talanis that applies stun, or basically any other CC hero that is going to stop your team from moving in the first 3 rounds, or even bind, like literally anything that could impact your team in negative way, you kind of want to use 3 Glorians to not let them have that chance and basically fight back for the first 2 actions. 4 Glorians is even better because the CC immunity goes to 4 actions and you gain 15% damage boost on top of that. But we pretty much never go above that because it's not really worth fitting that many Glorians in a single team. At most you can afford 2, which was excellent while we had the Hope Tree with +1 Glorians. But nowadays fitting 3 Glorians or 2 if the Glorian provides +2 like the Sourceborn Marina or like the Behemoth, like the Bahamut, which I did X, but I don't think that was the correct call. So pretty much you can run 3 Glorians or 2 Glorians if you have them X and have CC immunity given to your team. So now to go to the best in synergy, we have Yorm. Yorm, we obviously know why she's the best hero. She has insane DPS, she has insane damage boost to allies that spam ultimates in her legendary runes. She fights back like crazy, she has invincibility, she has actions. After each action, Yorm has a chance to trigger her ultimate additional time. She's pretty much insane hero that does insane damage and provides insane boost to the team and even immunity to 1 instance of skill damage, granting to all allies. So she's one of the strongest heroes in the game by far, and yeah, she fits any team, like quite literally she can be on any team and she will put up the work. Then we have Wu Zetian, which is one of the best heroes in the game also. She was the fastest hero in the game, especially with her skin. Do think that she requires at least 2 epic and 2 legendary runes to be used, because that allows you to perform a Phantom Illusion in the first round with her basic attack, especially if you have double actions in the first round with something like Lance Relic or a relic that makes you cast ultimate round 1, which is the which is the Gleipnir. So basically you can still apply Phantom Illusion in the first round, but having her epic, two legendary or even full legendary runes will ensure that and will enhance your fight's winning chances by a lot. And besides that, her epic legendary runes are necessary for the Lost City pushes, so she's one of the better rune investments, right as your Mangander is. So they're basically the two best heroes in this synergy. And the reason why I included the Sourceborn Marina in here is because at 12 stars she's an absolute menace, basically having or giving Glorian synergy and immunity to the Phantom Illusion or Soul Devourer effect is a massive thing to do, and it allows massive counterplay to Aphrodite or Hades or any other team that basically wins on the Phantom Illusion. So she deserves this spot, but she's quite hefty for investment, whereas the other two are not. She also benefits from having her runes, which will make her far more tankier than before, although they are not necessarily worth spending money on in my opinion, so you should just wait for her to become viable. But yeah, she's really strong at 10 stars, she's been putting a work in this team, but I do think that she needs a minimum 10 stars and really shines at 12 stars with the control immunity to the Phantom Illusion effects. Next up we have strong third hero. I changed this from 5th to 3rd because Glorians mostly rely on playing 3 of them. So in this slot, as you can see, we have Shang, which I'm using right here with Hades, so basically 2 Phantom Illusion effects and a lot of ult spams, especially from Sarija Yushta giving additional action, so Marina and Shang spam ultimates a lot, and then we have Behemoth for the speed increase and speed reverse on the enemy team, as well as the stun and the stat boosts, as well as for the synergy filler. So this is 3 Dooms, 3 Glorians, and 1 Valiantor team. And yeah, for the strong third hero, all of these heroes are pretty strong and can be used. Currently, I'm using Bahamut in my Ethereals team, as I have shown. I'm using Audrey in like team 8, which is basically just Monarch, so she serves here as a Holy Shield stealer, so my DPS heroes can perform their thing and steal and basically kill enemies. Talanis I'm not really using right now, but I was using her for a long time in the Monarchs or with someone like Behemoth because they do benefit each other with the speed increase. Talanis' biggest issue was always speed because she's too slow to apply the stun that matters, so giving her speed was always a nice thing to do. And as for the fillers 3, this is mostly for the undeveloped accounts, but you can still run, even the most developed accounts are still running some Navi and Twins teams. Even Lee is still mostly run because their synergy is just simply too great, and they're truly great heroes. The issue is they are not DDs and they do not have a seasonal synergy, which is why Twins was used for the past 2 seasons, because she was Nethers, which was basically resurrection to the entire team. She also purifies debuffs, and Lee is amazing hero on its own, so basically if you need the third Glorian, these are the pretty decent fillers, especially if your account doesn't have the mentioned heroes above. These heroes will do the job. Seraphina is still okayish, but I do not suggest running her, while Gloria is still a nice filler because of the stats she gives and sustain she provides to the frontline enemies. The fillers number 2, I do not suggest running them at all. The Gin I would mostly run in Protectors, which I did the last season because he was a Nether, but other than that I wouldn't be using him. The niche thing about him is being a Glorian and Protector, so you can run him with Bahamut if she's X. That's basically 3 Glorians, 2 Protectors in 1, which is really nice. Issue is he's slightly outdated, so he needs some buffs to be actually competent. Other than that, he's pretty great hero with the attack boost giving to the entire teams. The Schrodinger is only used in Phantoms. You can use her in like Phantom Avengers or even here instead of Elmar, but don't expect her to put a lot of work in the team. Ariana I wouldn't suggest running at all, she's just pretty bad, because anytime she does her action, the shields will basically disappear. She will do insane damage true, but she will die right after that because the shields got removed to deal the damage. She needs some kind of mini rework to be viable. While Carola was a promised hero that would perhaps someday find a way to be used because of her legendary runes doubling the buffs your heroes receive, which is basically Dahlia, but yeah, she did not find her use yet. Maybe someday she will, but yeah, maybe with Fenrir. I had a theory she would be good with Fenrir. And Fenrir is slightly better now because of the removal from the flat stats in the Hunter's tree. And yeah, perhaps now she's actually usable, but I wouldn't suggest trying yet. And the Marina, the normal Marina, is just a skippable version. There's no Fate heroes in this synergy, there's no honorable mentions, because these are the heroes that are basically honorable mentions to all other teams, and the Fate synergy will play because of the other team, not because of the Glorians. Although you can use Fate Hero as a Glorian, that's still a possibility, and it's a really good one because you do want CC immunity in a lot of cases, especially against Freeze, especially against Behemoth and any other team that does a stun or any kind of CC like Bind. You will want the CC immunity against them. And yeah, that was it for this series. This is where it ends with Glorians. As I said, they are the fillers, they are the heroes. You will run with other heroes. They are not a prime synergy on their own. And to end it off, I will say that the 7 Glorians is absolutely garbage. It doesn't work. I tried it a lot of ways, even with Victoria, even without Victoria with Bahamut, it simply doesn't work. So whenever an ally team gains a buff, increase max HP and defense by 10%, you start the battle with 150 buffs plus and minus. This simply is not working, your heroes will die instantly, so yes, keep away from Glorians, don't run them as above 3 or 4 at the max. You really don't want to do that. And yeah, that was it. See you guys in the next series or something else that I might do, considering the PvP department is pretty needed and a lot of players do need PvP help. So hopefully these series have been helpful, and see you in the next one.